of you for the Gita Amrita Bindu session today. Today we are concluding the 12th chapter. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. भगवान हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So in the 12th chapter, beginning, Arjuna asked a straightforward question. Krishna, which path is supreme? The path of bhakti or the path of impersonalism? Personalism or impersonalism? And second verse, Krishna gave a straightforward answer. He said the path of personalism is best. The path of bhakti yoga, where one develops attachment for me. With great transcendental faith, one executes the principles of devotional service. What to speak of those devotees coming to me? I personally deliver them. He said, Tesham aham samuddarta, 12.7. Mrityu samsara sagarat. Krishna said that. I personally deliver them. They don't have to worry about coming to me. I take them. Just like parents worry about children. Children don't have to worry at all. They will be taken care by parents. I take care of them. And the other category of people, impersonalists, they also come to me, but they will take a long time. They have to undergo a lot of processes to come to the conviction about me, and then they will come to me. And then Krishna also, from 8th verse onwards, last class we discussed about it, about how a pure devotee of the Lord constantly thinks of the Lord at every moment, without any other diversion or distraction. Such a devotee actually remembers Lord without fail. So one may think that such level of Shuddha Bhakti is very high. I may not be able to remember the Lord like that. Then Lord gives a second level, Abhyasa Yoga, he says. Okay, Practice chanting Hare Krishna, 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles, performing Navavidha Bhakti, 64 regulative principles given by Rupa Goswami. Do all those things. And then gradually try to remember the Lord. You may not remember always, but try to remember. In this way, by Abhyasa Yoga, by practice, you will come to that point. And if you cannot do that also, then Krishna says, work for me. And you can build a temple for me. Or if you're a very poor man, you can do gardening and pluck some flowers and offer it to me. Whatever you can in your capacity. Do some kind of devotion service to me, because activity is more easy than, sitting and chanting and meditating, remembering the Lord, as the He says. And if you cannot do that also, get rid of the fruits of your action, because the fruits of our action in this world leads to bondage. At least happily give it away selflessly to some poor, needy, sick, and such kinds of people. If you cannot be so detached to give it away, you are still attached to the fruits and you want to get entangled with those fruits, then what one should do, he said, then it's better for you to cultivate knowledge. Knowledge means, I am not the body, I am the spirit soul. What is temporary, what is permanent, what is beneficial, what is unbeneficial, what is short-term pleasure, what is long-term everlasting bliss. Think about the subject matters. From that knowledge, you will get opportunity to do meditation. And by that meditation, you develop vairagya from the unwanted things of the world. And then one may be able to work for Krishna. And then by working for Krishna, gradually you can also do Abhyasa Yoga. In this way, this is what we have done till now. Now in this section, 13 to 20, last part of 12th chapter, Krishna is going to talk about the qualities that make one very dear to Krishna. Is it not very important for us to learn these qualities and cultivate these qualities so that the all attractive Krishna becomes attracted to the devotee? So, see, here is a link Acharya has given. Prabhupada says, the transcendental qualifications of a pure devotee are discussed. Chakravarti Thakur says, what is the description of a devotee who has attained such peace? One can, Mayeva mana adatsva, buddhim nivesha, nivesashis mayeva, atavurdvam nasamshaya. Krishna says, how to become such a peaceful devotee. So, the different natures that many type of devotees are described is given in these 8 verses. Actually, these qualities will be seen in big proportion in advanced devotees called Nirapeksha devotees. Those called Ekanta Bhaktas. But the same qualities will be found in the neophyte devotees in small proportion. So we may exhibit 10%, 20% of these qualities, and advanced devotees exhibit 90%, 95% like that. Yeah. And then the greater the qualities we possess like this, the earlier we can attract the grace of the Lord. Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna yevacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukha kshami santushta satatam yogi yatatma dridha nishchayaha mayyar pitamano buddhir madyo madbhakta same priyaha. So he is not at all envious of other living entities. Earlier Mrigari was envious of all the animals. Mriga Ari, it is said, enemy of the animals, was half killing them. But after becoming a disciple of Narada, we can see here, he doesn't want to cause harm even to an ant. So he becomes non-envious to all living beings. Here you find Prataprudra Raja, king of Odisha, has become free from, he has no ego at all, false ego at all. He is a king of the state, but he is ready to sweep the floor in front of Jagannath's cart. He doesn't feel, I am a great king. He doesn't feel that. Jagannath is actual king, not only of Odisha. He is not only Orissa Nath, he is Jagat Nath. With that feeling, he is entering Seva. And also he is equal in happiness and distress. Here you find Parikshit Maharaj was a king of the whole world. Naturally he became happy. And he was cursed to die in 7 days. Naturally he will be broken down. It was not the case with him. Even when he was king, he was a representative of Lord Krishna. Representative of the Pandavas. Beautifully he ruled the world. And when he was cursed to die in 7 days, he didn't mind it. He went to the bank of Ganges, as you see here in the picture, and sitting with all the saintly people. He heard Srimad Bhagavatam 7 days from Shukadeva Goswami. And in this way, he went back to Godhead in 7 days. Such a pure devotee is always self-control and engaged in devotional service with determination. Yeah. So this is Srila Prabhupada. Wherever he may be across the globe, India, America, Europe, wherever, he was always peacefully engaged in devotional service. This is a symptom of a pure devotee. Such a devotee is very dear to Krishna. So, yeah. Adveshta means one who is not envious. Maitra Karuna Evacha. He is friendly with all. And he never thinks of himself to be proprietor. Nirmama. And Nirahankara is free from false ego. And he is equal in happiness and distress, and is always tolerant, satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in bhakti with Dhrida Nishchaya. And his mind and intelligence are fixed on Krishna. So let us see each of these qualities now. Adveshta. You can see Ambarish Maharaj here in the picture. Durvasa Muni is creating a big demon to kill Ambarish Maharaj, but Ambarish Maharaj is non-envious. He feels that Rakhe Krishna Mare Ke, Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. If Lord Vishnu wants me to die, nobody can, save my life. If Vishnu wants to save me, then I don't have to worry. He will make some arrangement to save me. He's just folding his palms and standing. And he never developed any malice for Durvasa Muni, who was trying to kill him. Even though the Sudarshan Chakra chased after Durvasa, after killing this demon, it chased after him in Indraloka and Shivaloka and Brahmaloka, at last up to Vaikuntha. And then Lord Vishnu told Durvasa to go to Ambarish. And he fell down at the feet of Ambarish, as you see in the second picture below here. Ambarish pleaded the Sudarshan to forgive Durvasa by offering all the fruits of his pious activities. You can see how forgiving is the king. 1 year he didn't eat anything. When Durvasa came back, he fed him prasad and then he ate. In this way, he is saying, Adveshta Madaparadha Anugunam Ishvara Preritani Etani Bhutani Dvishanti Apakurvanti Cha Iti Anusandadanaha. What is the meaning of that? He is thinking that if somebody is trying to kill me, Ishvara Preritani Etani Bhutani Dvishanti. The living beings are envious of me, impelled by the Supreme Lord's order. Because such devotees feel that I must have done something wrong in the previous life, the result of which is coming now. It is my own goods only. This person is only delivering my goods. Sometimes our tongue is bitten by the teeth. So you can't break down the tooth because of that. Similarly, our own karma we are suffering. Appana karma, bunjaya shamana, kahaya lochana das. We sing in the song. And with others, with equal people, he is very friendly. He shows affection to all people, all friends. And karuna to those who are below, inferior to us, then one should show karuna. Uttameshu dvesha sunyaha. Sameshu mitrataya. Hineshu kripalu ityartaha. Sridhar Swami, beautiful definition he gives. People who are above, don't be envious of them, even if they become angry on us. People who are equal to us, be friendly. People who are inferior to us, be merciful. Like that he is saying. Yeah. So when we ask, but by having what type of discriminating powers, we can be friendly and be merciful even to the enemies. And that is possible by nirmama and nirahankara. When we give up our ego, false ego, and we also become free from possessiveness. Actually, devotee thinks everything belongs to Krishna. And all jivas are Krishna's children. Aham bija pradaha pita. So everybody is Krishna's child. All property belongs to Krishna. So there is no enmity, he says. Otherwise, this land is mine, that land is yours, me and mine, you say you and yours, then there is a quarrel between one country and another country, between one family and another family, based on caste, creed, color, nationality, gender, and all these things. But if you can see everybody to be Krishna's child and all property to be Krishna's, there is no fight at all. Yeah. Sripad Ramacharya says, Dehendriyeshu tat sambandhishicha nirmamaha. So one becomes free from one's own bodily attachment and decorating the body and one's own sense gratification. And then with one's relatives, friends, one sees that these are all put in my custody. And they are all with me. I should try to make them Krishna conscious and take them back to Godhead. Not see that they are object for my enjoyment. One should not see like that. Then one can become free from. Nirahankara means dehatma abhimana rahitaha. That means, one should become free from the dehatma buddhi, bodily consciousness, he says. But then one will be suffering pain in the body by getting punched or kicked by others. So one may ask a question, see, if I am nirmama, nirahankara, and I am also adveshta, maitra, karuna, if I am doing all these things, somebody may, slap me, beat me, dance on my head. People will take me very cheaply and they may harm me, hurt me. Father, he says, no. Samadukka sukham dhiram. You should be equipoised in dualities. In the 2.15 Bhagavad Gita says that Yam hina apyatayantyete purusham purusha rishabha samadukka sukham dhiram somritattvaya kalpate. He says, those people who are equipoised in dualities, they can go back to Godhead. Very easily they attain amritatva. Why? I'll tell you the reason why. We are living in a world where we will get not only pleasure, we'll get pain. When we get pleasure, we delight. When we get pain, we want to get rid of it. So we work very hard to get rid of the pain. In that, lot of time goes. For example, when a cold water is coming, we want hot water. But then we put the geyser, there is no electric supply. Then what do? Then you may go out and ask, can somebody get me some hot water? You go here, you go there, at last find out there is a gas cylinder, stove to make some hot water. You put on the gas cylinder is over, empty. Then you can't get. So you are yelling, shouting, what is the management? This is that. After 1 hour, you realize still you have only hot water. That's how the time gets wasted in dualities. Okay, today let me tolerate the coldness of the water. Just, put the water in the body. Lastly, put on the head and immediately wipe it. So tolerate it like that, he says. If you don't tolerate it, lot of time will go in complaining, quarreling, proving I am right and getting things wrong. So in the same manner with manapaman, if somebody is insulting you, don't get too much broken-hearted, because you will try to counteract them, they will counteract you, and the fight will go on. One example is shown here in the picture. Here Shiva is sitting with Parvati on his lap, giving class to the Siddhas. Narada is also sitting. So Shiva is giving a class on Vairagya. At that time, Chitraketu going in the aeroplane as Vidyadhara Loka king, he is laughing because he and Shiva are god brothers. They both are disciples of the same personality, Sankarshan. They are devotees of the same Lord, Sankarshan. So very jokingly, he just laughed and said, hey, my dear Shiva, you are Loka Gurum, you are Tivra Tapa, you are Jatadhara, you are sitting with Parvati on your lap. Now people in the world will take a wrong signal from you. You are a great soul, I agree, but others will think that you are keeping Parvati, your wife on your lap and giving a class on Vairagya. This is not very appropriate, they will think. Like that he said. And Shiva smiled and didn't take any offense. Siddhas also looked at Shiva and they also didn't take any offense. But Parvati took offense. She said, who are you? No, are you Brahma? Are you Shiva? Are you any great personality that you are Dandadhara? You are appointed for chastising my husband? Oh, my son, you have become very proud of your austerities. I curse you to become a demon, she said. Then immediately Chitraketu came down and offered obeisances to Mother Parvati. Says, oh, mother, whatever curse you gave me, I accept it. But let me tell you, I didn't offend your husband. You see, I was not finding fault with him. I said, others will misunderstand him, I said. Anyway, whatever you thought, please don't feel sad that I offended him. But I am accepting the curse. I will become a demon. I don't mind, he said. And after he flew away, Shiva told Parvati this famous verse, Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati swarga pavarga narakeshvapi dulyartha darshinaha. Oh, Devi, you see, devotees of Lord Krishna are so advanced, are so pure-hearted. Although you cursed him to become a demon, he could have counter-cursed you. He didn't do it. He tolerated it and he accepted the punishment cheerfully, without crying or trying to get rid of the punishment. Because you put them in hell, they will chant Hare Krishna. Put them in heaven, they will chant Hare Krishna. Take them back to Godhead, they will chant Hare Krishna. They are never afraid of any situation. So just see how beautiful Vaishnavas are. My dear Devi, you may be beautiful, but Vaishnavas are more beautiful than you. Like that Shiva said. Immediately Parvati took the veil and covered her head. She felt very ashamed that I have unnecessarily given a curse to a fellow who doesn't deserve it. Like that she felt. So, samadukka sukham. So in this way, Chitraketu took it in a very nice spirit. Because he knows very well, Prabhupada says, they know I am not the body, mental body. Mental body will be finished. Therefore, they are free from ahankara, he says. And they accept it as Lord's mercy. If it is not sanctioned by the Lord, nobody can give me this. With that understanding, they accept it. Yeah. Like here also you see, Parikshit Maharaj was once in the forest, very thirsty, very hungry. He went to one hermitage. He saw one rishi was sitting in meditation posture, as you see in the picture in the left bottom corner. And he expected that the king of the country has come. He should be given a seat to sit, at least a small mat to sit. He should be given some water to drink. But the sage was with closed eyes. He didn't welcome at all. So Parikshit became very annoyed. He took a dead snake and put it in his neck. And on the way back, he felt maybe the sage was in trance. I misunderstood him. At the time, the Samik Rishi's son Shringi got the news that his father was insulted with a dead snake on the neck. So he spelled out a curse that this king of the world has become very proud and atrocious. Let him die in 7 days. When Parikshit came to know he was capable of retaliating back and giving counter curse to Shringi, he didn't do that. He tolerated it. Instead, he came back and met all the saintly people, went to the bank of Ganges, and he told them that I'm going to leave my body in 7 days. You all tell me how should I spend my time these 7 days so that I can become Krishna conscious and go back to God. In this way, the devotee of the Lord is Kshami. Kshami means he's very forgiving. In the picture right bottom you see, and that is Samik Rishi sitting with the Shringi. Shringi is also crying now. He understands that he has committed a mistake prematurely. So Samik Rishi is saying, alas, my son, you have committed a great crime. You know, king of the world, he is a pure devotee of the Lord. He's coming in Pandava dynasty. He didn't do any big blunder. He just put a dead snake around my neck. He just took the dead snake and threw it away. Samik Rishi didn't take any offense at all. He is also a Kshami. So Samik Rishi forgave Parikshit and Parikshit forgave Shringi. So both Parikshit and Samik Rishi are great souls. Yeah, it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Because devotees of the Lord are very tolerant. They endure. Yeah. But how will such a devotee be able to maintain his life if he has to endure all such difficult circumstances? The answer is Santushtaha. Whatever Krishna sends, Yadricha Labha Santushta is satisfied. Look at Sudama and his wife along with the child. Very poverty-stricken family. Later on when he met Krishna and Krishna ate the pova brought by Sudama, and then he treated him with great warmth and love. And then you all know he gave him a big house with servants. It didn't make any difference to Sudama. He was always a pure devotee in all situations. He's always content in whatever Krishna sends. Adrichopa pannena, adrichopa panatena, yena kena api, deha dharana dravyena santushtaha. Whatever is required to keep the body and soul together, some basic food, clothing, shelter, that's what devotee will need. If you have to be equal in happiness and distress, at least we will need something to eat at least. Is it not true? So he says, yes. Aharartam jatataiva yuktam tat prana dharanam. For keeping body and soul together, you can earn livelihood. Like you see in the picture top, you see Brahmachari is begging alms. This is called Madhukari. Even Goswamis of Vrindavan did that. That is permitted. We can go home to home and accept some grains and then cook them and offer to Krishna and take. So for keeping body and soul together, you can earn. That's no problem. So food, clothing, shelter basically. After that, one should fully devote one's life, morning to night. If one has served Krishna all life, look at the picture in Varaha Purana says, if my devotee is unable to remember me at the time of death due to some disturbance in the body, diseases and other things, he doesn't have to worry. I personally take that devotee to my abode. Lord says that. So therefore, a devotee of the Lord is in a very safe situation. Having performed the devotion service, its homework is done. So Lord will take him. So devotee is satisfied always with meager amount of material goods. He doesn't need too much. Yeah. And Yatatma means he does not work too hard to get food. For example, 8-9 hours a day you are working, and whatever money comes, that is Krishna's grace. You have to accept it. If you are working 14 hours, 16 hours a day, that is called karma prayas. Hard labor. Nayam, deho, dehabadam, duloke, kashtan, kaman, arhate, vidubujayam. Don't work too hard in material life. Don't do prayas. Rishabhadev says your human form of life is getting wasted. Take out some time for purifying the heart by Krishna consciousness, he's saying. So, Dridhanishchayaha means he's very determined. He doesn't have to go to Ashtanga Yoga or such kinds of practices to bring about peace. He simply uses everything in Krishna service, and he knows I am Krishna's servant. I will use everything in Krishna service, that's all. Adhyatma shastroditeshu arteshu dridhanishchaya. He has a very firm faith in shastric statements. He says. Therefore, nobody can sway him by any false arguments. And like sometimes people say, hey, God has given you hands and legs. Hey, Brahmachari, why don't you work? Go to some company, work hard, make money, and then live. Why are you living on others' money? The Brahmachari will simply smile, because these people, they don't know the scripture. Shastras say, a brahmachari means one who is absorbed in Krishna, absolute truth. His work is what? Yajan, patan, dana pratigraha. Chant Hare Krishna, teach others Hare Krishna, how to chant. Study the Shastras and give the knowledge to others. And also live only on charity. The charity who will give? People will come and give, inspired by Lord Krishna in their hearts. A devotee is fully convinced. He doesn't bother about tomorrow. You ask him, what about tomorrow? He says, whatever Krishna will send. That's all. Dana patigraha. He doesn't accumulate. If he gets more, he distributes it away. This is the devotee's life. But if a brahmachari is not educated in Shastra, he will think, oh, they are telling me that I am eating without working, so I will wear pants shirt and go for a job. He will say. So therefore, we should not be swayed by false arguments. The devotee of the Lord depends on the Lord. Like Prabhupada went with 40 rupees to America and brought back 40 crore rupees. And that 40 he didn't spend, the 40 rupees also he didn't spend in America. So he had full dependence on Krishna. And Mayyarpita Manobuddhir, he engages his mind and intelligence in Krishna. Bhagavan Vasudeva alone is glorified. He is disinterested in other activities. He is simply joyful, remembering Krishna, glorifying Krishna, teaching people how to chant Krishna's names, and he relates to Krishna's pastimes for them, by hearing which people will be awakened in their Krishna consciousness. He feels sympathy for the suffering souls. He wants to connect them all back to Krishna. So how do you attain this stage? Prabhupada says very rare, very difficult, but it's not impossible. We have to follow the regulative principles that I have given you the list here. If you see right bottom corner, chant 16 rounds, follow 64 regulative principles given by Rupa Goswami, study and discuss Prabhupada's books, develop Shastra Chakshu, sing Vaishnava songs and understand the mood, and pray to the deities of the Lord, accept whatever is favorable to Krishna consciousness, unfavorable things, give it up. Mind and senses should be absorbed in Krishna. If you do all these things, like you see on the left side bottom, the small babies are getting up and walking. Similarly, we have our innate ability to be Krishna conscious, like a baby has innate ability to walk. Similarly, we will also start walking confidently in Krishna consciousness if we continue these practices. And like a mother and daughter are sitting, similarly, they both have natural affinity, affection, love. Similarly, the magnet and the iron filings have natural attraction. But sometimes the iron filings are covered with mud, so the attraction is less. Similarly, we are covered with the mud of anarthas, and that can be removed by chanting Hare Krishna. Then when you are purified, we will be like these gopis. You see, these gopis are remembering Krishna when he goes to the forest. So, like in the top right, you see Kunti, Devaki, Yashoda, they are increasing love. Kunti has only reverential admiration. Devaki has a combination of reverential admiration and spontaneous affection. Yashoda has fully raganuga, spontaneous affection. So we will all gradually grow in our love for Krishna, thicker and thicker love by sadhana practice like this. And all these virtues should be cultivated. Because if you don't cultivate these good qualities that Krishna is teaching in these verses, if you are cruel, if you are violent, if you are untruthful, if you have a tendency to cheat others and all, such people actually, they will be degraded in their life. They can't advance. So these good qualities that are mentioned in these verses should be cultivated by every devotee. Yasman no dvijate loko loka no udvijate chayaha harsha marshabhayot vegair mukto yasya me priyaha. So here he says that if you practice bhakti, all these good qualities will automatically come. For example, yasma no udvijate loko. Like Hiranyakashipu is giving trouble to Prahalad, but Prahalad is tolerating it. But does Prahalad give any trouble to Hiranyakashipu? No, he doesn't give. See what all kind of troubles Prahalad was given by his father. He just chanted Lord's names and he tolerated. Therefore, even creatures like snakes and lions, they surrendered to Prahalad. They are drowning him in water by tying a stone. And they are trampling him under the foot of an elephant. No, but then the elephant is blessing him and putting him on his back, and everybody is amazed. So such a devotee is very dear to the Lord because he has dridha nishchaya. He has full confidence. Yeah. Similarly, you find here, a devotee's state of consciousness is maitra karunaya, which is friendly with all. He is not disturbed, even if others give him anxiety. Here the dacoits captured Jadabharata and wanted to offer him in Bali to Kali. Kali jumped out of the deity form and cut off the heads with the same chopper which they had. And she saved the life of Jadabharata. Jadabharata never bothered. He just got up and walked away. In this way, Even if other fellows trouble a devotee is very tolerant. Yeah. This is another instance here. Rahugana and the servants, they called Jadabrata to carry the palanquin, which he was not supposed to carry at all. He was ordered to carry, and he tolerated the pain of the palanquin. And more painful than carrying the palanquin was the insult hurled by Rahugana, king, upon him, because he was moving in a zigzag fashion due to the ants. So you find here man apaman, both he got. In the previous case, he got sukh dukh. They fed him nice food and they put a garland, put new dresses, chandan kumkum, that was sukh. And they were about to cut his neck, that was dukh. Sukh dukh they gave, here they gave, man apaman gave. In all the situations, he was equal. So that was the point, that in all dualities, if we don't protest and we focus on Krishna consciousness, we will go back to Godhead. Yeah. So how is it possible for us? By the grace of the Lord. Yeah, one should absorb oneself in relishing the scriptures. And in this way, one can rise above the emotional problems in this world that we face. Yeah. And the materialist means, if there is something for his own body and sense gratification, he will be very happy. If he sees others having same, he will be envious. Yeah. And if when there is a retaliation by the enemy, he will be afraid. Yeah. When he cannot do something in life, he is dejected. Like that. He says, this is a situation of materialist. But we should not be like this. That's the point. Anapeksha shuchir daksha shuchir daksha udasino katavyatah sarva rambha parityagi yo mad bhakta same priyaha. Which means, he doesn't have any expectations from Krishna. He simply wants to love and serve. See, he doesn't waste his time in ordinary activities, but great activities he does in service to Lord, like Hanuman, finding out Sita. He will undertake such great projects for the pleasure of the Lord. In this way, Hanuman flies to Lanka and he finds Sita. Another time he brings Sanjeevani mountain. In this way, he does great activities. He is not attracted by ordinary starting a big factory or minting a big amount of money. He is not, somebody may say, is it wrong to become rich? Okay, you become rich, but use that money in Krishna service also. Give 50% of your earning for promoting Krishna's activities, Prabhupada used to say. Otherwise, if one is simply a very big business tycoon, making crores of rupees, he's a millionaire to billionaire, billionaire to zillionaire, what do they use without Krishna consciousness? Everything is zero. Similarly, another time, Surasa opened the mouth and Hanuman became angry. He made his size big. She also made mouth big. Then Hanuman became humble. He thought that I have to do my work for my Lord. So he became very tiny, giving up his ego. And then went in her mouth and came out and told her, condition is fulfilled. So she was also happy, Surasa. Then allowed him to go ahead. Then he went to Lanka and found Sita. In this way, devotee of the Lord is very humble. Therefore, is very dear to the Lord. Yeah. Anapeksha means he is neutral, not dependent on ordinary course of activities. He doesn't strive for ordinary fruits like the ordinary people. He is always pure. So anapeksha means, like, people of this world are very greedy for money. But a devotee will utilize all the money in Krishna's service. He will not use it for his enjoyment. And also his shuchi is pure. He takes bath twice a day and keeps his body clean. Chants Hare Krishna and keeps his heart clean. And also, he only eats food which is prescribed by Shastra. Shastra vihita dravya vardita kayaha. That's how he maintains his body. And daksha means he is skillful in doing service to Krishna according to the scriptures. He is never lazy. Taksho analasaha, he is saying. And expert in performing actions prescribed in Shastra. Shastriya kriyopadana samartaha. So that is the meaning of expertise. Expertise is not how to be cunning and how to be diplomatic, how to cheat others. That's not expertise. Real expertise is in walking the path given by the scriptures expertly. And Udasina means he doesn't take any side, communism or capitalism. He says everything is Krishna's property. Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna conscious communism. And also, Avanti Brahmana in the 11th canto we read, he was very badly treated by his relatives who were spitting on him, yelling at him and everything. He tolerated all that. He had taken sannyas. And then he tells one famous verse, Etamsa astaya paratmanishtam Adhyasitam purvatamair maharishibihi aham tarishyami durantaparam tamo mukundangri nishevayaiva. Lord Chaitanya loved this verse because he says that I will take shelter of Lord Mukunda and go back to Godhead and not bother about the dualities of this world. And that's what he did, and he went back to Godhead. So Lord Chaitanya gave this sannyas mantra. For all the sannyasis, the same mantra of Avanti Brahmana is given. Avanti Brahmana tolerated the honor and dishonor that was hurled upon him. Same with Jadabharat also, I told you now. Yeah. Sarvarma Parityagi. A devotee of the Lord will not build a huge house for his own residence with 30 rooms, 40 rooms, big bungalow. People make like that. Whereas he makes a big temple for Krishna, where Lord can be glorified with Sankirtan, with deity worship, prasadam, Harinam can be distributed, malas can be distributed, books of Prabhupada can be distributed. So in this way, a devotee of the Lord actually wants to glorify the Lord, not for his own sense gratification. So he will undertake such projects to glorify the Lord. Yeah. So, and also Yende was only for Krishna, Prabhupada saying. Constructing big building requires a lot of time, energy, money, everything. So devotee will not waste time. But if it is for Krishna, he will take it. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha shubha parityagi bhaktiman yassame priyaha. He never, he says here, he never rejoices or grieves. Like he doesn't lament nor desires. And he knows both auspicious and inauspicious. Let us see what it is, I'll tell you. You see here, here Chitraketu was not having a son for a long time, and Angiramani blessed him to have a son. He had a son. And then when the small son died, look at him. What's happening to him? Loudly he cried. He got a pain in the chest. His hair became disheveled. He and his wife, they were mad practically. In this way, people lament in this world, not knowing that the body is perishable. Anytime body can be taken away. Then Narada Angira came, as you see in the picture here. They came and delivered. Narada woke up the child by calling the soul back into the body. When the child preached to everybody, Chitraketu and wives came to senses. Therefore, it is said, Anvikshikya Shoka Mohau. It is said, lamentation and illusion can be easily driven away by Anvikshikya, means philosophical discussions. Therefore, Arjuna was also given philosophical discussion to Krishna in the beginning of Gita. Then Arjuna came out of Moha, illusion. Chitraketu also came out. Na hrishyati na dveshti. In this way, he became free from the happiness and distress. Yeah. So that's how everybody should come. And we should not rejoice. Somebody didn't have a child, they have a son. They're rejoicing, jumping up and down. But when the son becomes 15 or 20 years, he's not obeying the father. Now he's lamenting now. That's the way the world is. Like here you find, somebody may think, oh, our child is a very obedient child. I am so happy. My son and daughter are so obedient. But when they grow up beyond 15, they create so much a headache for the parents. Parents are splitting their hair, how to control them. So, therefore, don't be too jolly, don't be too morose. Understand that in this world is a place of dualities. Don't worry about counteracting them. Think about the Lord by chanting Hare Krishna. Some people are running after money. Money is honey. And they risk life so much hard. Yeah. Na Shauchiti. Look at Prahlad. Now, Lord Narasimha will post Prahlad as the king of the whole world. But Prahlad is least concerned about it. Na Kankshati. He doesn't expect to become king after his father was dead and gone. And in the same manner, below you find Yamaraj is coming as a small boy and seeing all the queens of King Suegnya are taking Suegna's dead body and weeping like anything. They are not ready to spare the dead body to be taken by Yamaraj. So Yamaraj assumes from a small baby and preached to them, oh ladies, this is only the body. Soul is already gone. You can't do anything with this body. The body is dead. It is going to mix with the sand. Give up your grief. Everybody's body has to die. He will preach to them. So then they'll give up the grief. In this way, we should be free from Shochati and Kankshati. Shubha Parityagi. A devotee of the Lord will never do material punya or material pap. Nriga Maharaj did one material punya. What is it? Two brahmanas came to him. He gave 1,000 cows to one brahmana. By mistake, took one of those cows and gave it to second brahman. And therefore, there was a misunderstanding between the brahmins and him, and they didn't become pleased with him. Next life, he became a lizard. But because he had given donation to make a Krishna's temple in his previous life as King Nriga, because of that one good punya, he was born in Dwarka. So Yadukumaras saw him, went and told Krishna. Krishna came and touched with his lotus feet. Immediately, the lizard turned into beautiful demigod form, as you see here. King Driga came out. So, because he did material punya, but he also did spiritual punya by giving donation for building a Krishna temple. That was to his credit. So, therefore, in this world, material punya, material papa is useless. Always will be going up, coming down. Better we act for Krishna's pleasure and accumulate spiritual punya, bhakti sukriti. Even Arjuna was lamenting, thinking that war is inauspicious, he thought. But Krishna said, this is not ordinary war, Arjun. This is actually Dharma Yuddha. And I am ordering you. I am the Lord of Dharma ordering you. And Krishna told the example of how the body, whether it's living or it is dead, the body is matter, dead matter. And the soul never dies. He preached to him. Then Arjuna became confident after hearing the knowledge and he fought the battle and emerged victorious. So he became free from lamentation. Samashatrau cha mitre cha tatamana pamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkeshu samasanga vivarjitah tulya nindastu ter mauni santushto yena kena chet aniketasthira mater bhaktiman me priyo naraha. He's saying, Samashatrocha Vitrecha, he is equal to friends and enemies, equal voice in honor and dishonor. So you may think, why is Krishna repeating this knowledge? That Prabhupada will say about repetition later, I will tell you. Sangha Varjita means he is always keeping away from bad company. When Parikshit had to leave the body in 7 days, look at him, he's keeping good company, auspicious spiritual company. That's what we all should look for. Birds are the same for the flock together. Be in good association of Hare Krishna devotees and we can purify our heart and go back to God. Avoid associating with bad elements. Like once a monkey made a friendship with a crocodile. That's very dangerous. Crocodile is a creature of water. Monkey is a creature of tree. So they should not make friends. Tulya nindastuti. In praise and dishonor he is equal. Mauni means he doesn't speak useless topics. He doesn't do prajalpa. He doesn't talk about politics, cinema actors, actress and all those things. He only speaks about Krishna. He doesn't speak any nonsense. Like the swan lives very clean life. On the other hand, the crow-like people are those who read cinema magazines, dirty magazines, watch dirty movies and everything. He's controlled in his speech. And Santushta Aniketa Sthiramatir, this qualities said. He is very satisfied in any situation, food, clothing, shelter, whatever Lord arranges. And Aniketa means he doesn't bother about a big house, whatever is available to stay, he stays there. Sthiramatir means, look at the picture in the top. Shukadeva, as soon as he was born, he was sent by Vedavyas to Janaka Maharaj. To learn sense control. Janaka Maharaj gave him a vati of milk, told him to go around the palace. He went around. Although beautiful young girls were dancing, he didn't get disturbed. Not even a drop fell down. So Janaka Maharaj understood that he is very sense controlled. He told him to open the tongue and put sugar. And sugar didn't melt at all. Also when Shukadeva had gone there, Janaka Maharaj purposefully did not welcome him for 3 days. He was just outside the palace waiting there. After the 3rd day, he went to the big reception umbrella and very nice band, Vadya and everything, welcomed him with great honor. So he gave him honor, dishonor. And he also gave him the tests also. He passed all the tests. Then Janaka Maharaj told Vedavyas, oh, your son is completely sense controlled. Because his mind is posted in Krishna consciousness fully. When one is fully Krishna conscious, one will not be disturbed by the dualities. So it's Sthiramatir, is fixed determination and knowledge. And why this is a repeated purpose is to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Because sometimes without emphasizing, we take them cheaply. Therefore, it is emphasized to show the great rarity of these qualities. Only great souls possess them. So, these kind of good qualities are present in Prahlad type of great souls. Okay. Actually, there are 3 devotees, and Nirapeksha, and Parinishta and Sanishta. Sanishta devotees are those who are working Varnashram and offering the fruits. And Parinishta Bhaktas have transcended that. And Nirapeksha devotees are fully liberated. Advanced devotees. Nirapeksha devotees exhibit these qualities in full, practically full. And Sanishta devotees exhibit in small proportion, like that he says. Especially Madhvacharya makes one point. We may be renounced. We may be possessing all these qualities. I am free from this, I am free from that, but we should not become proud, he says. Because if we are proud, Krishna is not pleased. Krishna is pleased by humility, he says. So yes, we should be free from all these unwanted qualities which are mentioned, Harsha, Marsha, Bhayodvyagar and all that, but we should be humble also, he says. So you can see these notes. ये tu dharmamritamidam jatoktam paryupasate shraddadhanamat parama bhaktaste ativa me priyaha. Such a devotee is very, very dear, he says. Such a, yeah. Coming? So Lord Narayana is giving darshan to Dhruva. Yeah. Similar, Srila Prabhupada is one personality who exhibited all these wonderful qualities, traveling all over the world and bringing Krishna consciousness to. And you see the pictures, he engaged the whole world in Krishna consciousness and gave us the opportunity to cultivate these qualities. Thanks, Srila Prabhupada. Dear to me. So those who are following this bhakti path and acquiring these wonderful qualities are very, very dear to me. If you are in Krishna consciousness, you don't have to go step by step from Nishkama Karma, Jnana, meditation, all that. Directly you can practice bhakti and get the grace of the Lord. Everything will be executed automatically, Prabhupada is saying. Yeah, Krishna is satisfied only with bhakti. Bhaktir Tushyati Janardana, it is said. So how to become dear to Krishna? By taking shelter of the path of Bhakti Yoga, that's all. So Ramandra is telling Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the jnana is like bitter like neem fruit, bhakti is sweet like grape juice, he's saying. Like the cuckoos eat mango buds, whereas the crow eats neem buds. So path of jnana is very dry and bitter, whereas path of devotees like cuckoo. After eating the sweet fruits of Bhakti Yoga practice, devotees will be sweetly glorifying the Lord. Then like a cuckoo, very sweetly, like the Ramandra says. So then Krishna becomes controlled by such devotees like Yashoda, who become purest of the pure devotees. Yeah. Thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki.